Are you recording?
Say that again.
I said, are you recording? All right, we just had our panel recording today, and wow, that was fun. And you know, one of the things that came out of it, I'm glad you guys are still here on camera, but just being together, you know, we didn't travel last year, and we traveled a lot together, the three of us.
Yes.
So
Oh,
coming
yeah.
together for this was kind of feeling like a team. It wasn't a trip, but it was a trip.
Yeah.
It
Just
really
coming
was.
together.
Yeah.
We have special moments out on those trips.
That we did.
Oh, we
That
do.
we did.
You know, we have long days, and we do the ministry, which we've just done here today. And we do that day after we've flown maybe 26 to 32 hours to get where we were going.
Yeah.
And at some point in there, we get the tired sillies. And we don't have any memories that come up when we think about team trips, right? Is that right, Stan?
I
Are you
don't
kidding?
think that is accurate, Susan.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. In fact, some of the best memories have come out of that because, you know, we're actually sacrificing for the Lord. But in fact, it doesn't feel like it sometimes. I mean, because we're tired and we've gotten through with the ministry, and we're also tired that we, like you said, get the tired sillies. We have these incidents where it just gets hilarious if you're around us. I can remember specifically one time that T-Shirt and I were in the back of the bus riding. We were going all over Ghana, and it's like that whole bus trip for us was like an adventure unto itself because the seat was not anchored. And so every time they hit a bump, you know, we were bounced up to where our heads almost hit the ceiling of the van, and we had to go the whole trip like that. And
it was 3 weeks.
Yes.
3 weeks of waking up at 5 a.m. to start driving to go to our next location, to minister hard and bring this Christ-centered message and see people's lives changed. And you're doing all this and you're loving it and you're watching just the power of God just move.
Yes.
And then you get into a vehicle and you're heading out to the next town and driving for another 5-7 hours to go to bed around midnight to wake up early. And we're doing this over and over for 3 weeks. And we just had so much fun. Like the Lord really just blessed that time. But in doing his ministry, in doing the work that he's called us to do, and we have an amazing time, and it's a family, and ministry is really familial, and we've built a family in doing this. So I've got great memories with these people. So crazy memories.
Stan, what are you doing over there?
I'm about to tell it on you.
Whoa.
Because Susan, we would get tired and we couldn't go to sleep because the drive is too bumpy half the time, and so we play games. And the thing is, Susan never wanted to play the game, but as soon as you start playing, she interrupts. If she knew the answer, she's just gonna burst in. Oh, I got that. It's like, you're not even in the game.
She'd do that on your movie game where she
Yeah.
said, "Oh, I know that one, but Susan, you're not playing. That's not how it works. You can't just go one round in and out." Yeah.
Well, y'all are the ones that know the titles of 40 million movies and who the actors are and the actresses. I don't know, but about 5 maybe.
Yeah,
Susan, but it
you
wasn't
jump
just
in
on
with
that
your
game.
little 5.
But it wasn't just on that game, Susan. It was
Oh.
also on Heads Up when we were playing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's in all forms. But we also, we've got great times. So, Stan, on that trip, on that very long trip, that three-week trip where we're going day in and day out,
Day in.
that was where we actually came up with my nickname for
Yes,
me.
it
The one that
is.
you gave for me.
Yeah.
So, you want to go ahead and tell the story?
Well, the story was about some little kids at a school and being unable to say teacher, they said T-shirt, and they instead Missy T-shirt, and so it just stuck with me. And so every time I think about her, I started thinking of her as Missy T-shirt, you know, and so her nickname became, for all the rest of our travels and the time that we've known each other now, her name became T-shirt. So you know, I'll call her that sometimes, and without thinking. And we're not in a setting where I probably shouldn't, but I forget, you know, she'll have just ministered, and I say, good job, T-shirt.
Some good times. Some good
Good
times.
memories.
Some good times in the service of the
Very
Lord.
I can remember one. It was like, you know, it was on the, you know what I'm talking about, you know. Don't you understand? Don't you know what I'm talking about?
Stan was trying to explain. He was trying to get me to guess the phrase "needle in a haystack," but he couldn't come up with anything. But it's like a.
I don't know, I had a brain freeze.
You know? No, I don't know, Stan. No,
It's like I had a brain freeze. I was thinking, am I having a stroke? Because all I could think was, it's like, well, you know, and I could not come up with a thing. I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
You were on a timer.
And that's what, yeah, that was the thing. I'm trying to keep from running out of time. Yeah.
was
Thank
fun.
you for bringing that up, Susan.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to call Stan on too bumpy of rides for us to sleep on when he sleeps all the time. On any ride.
Stan is asleep.
That is very
Stan's
true,
asleep
Pastor
before
Tim.
we
That
even-
is very true.
Stan's asleep before we get to Houston.
No,
No,
I'm
Stan is asleep before the plane even starts to move.
Yeah.
He's asleep. He's already.
Yep. I don't know. It's just the roar of those engines says nap time to me. I mean, I'm usually asleep before we take off.
Yes,
You know,
I
because I don't
Well,
always remember
you
to take
stay
off.
up all night the night before.
I do. I stay
I
up
don't
all
do
night.
that.
So it's planned. I plan to go to sleep as soon as I can when we're on board. You know, for a lot of the situations that we're in, we are kind of wound up, and we are in high adrenaline mode because we're ministering and we're having to quickly assemble ourselves, get to the hotel, try to get something to sleep, eat, go to sleep, get up very early and go again. So once I hit the plane, it's like my body is just, it's like, okay, I don't have to, you know, and so, like I said, the roar of those engines says nap time to me. I sleep on every flight.
Yes, he does. He does. We can testify.
Yeah. Well, we
They'll
look
tell me
forward.
about how bumpy the flight was after we've landed. I said, man, that was a lot of turbulence. And I'm thinking, what turbulence? I've slept through it.
We don't know what the Lord has in mind going forward. You know, if he is closing the doors, or if we'll be back to traveling, but even if we're back to traveling, we know it's going to be different, because going through these months with him, you know, if you go through the hard times with the Lord, he grows you. And so going on those trips, or whatever the Lord does do with TFI and Fellowship International, we're going to be in a new place. And we know his purposes are going to be all the more in focus, because our focus, I believe, has been sharpened through these days. So thank
Is it
y'all for
okay
letting
if I
us
say
share
something here?
a trip moment and a team moment. We just wanted to share it with you.
I want to end with something on you, though, because
He's like this.
you know, Susan is, you know, and I don't say this very often because I don't want to get a big head. But Susan's one of those people, she takes care of all the details for us. So every time there's something going on, Susan is kind of in the background, you know, working out the details on the internet, or sending emails, whatever. She's just constantly working out the details. So I said this to a few times, and she thought, I don't know that she knew what I meant. It was actually a compliment, but it became a nickname. I started calling her the Great Liberto. So that has become her name. My wife asked me, she said, why do you call Susan that? I said, well, you'd have to travel with us to be able to really see it, but she is great.
Well, we have good times. All right. Thank y'all.